What's up, guys? Syntac here. After my last videos on the Hathor stages of TOAH hard, I was asked a couple times to make a video to show you guys how to do the Vero floor, which is a little bit different from the other floors because you can't focus the boss down. If you try to, the hwadamm's passive will just continually heal him. So in order to beat this floor, you kind of have to bring a little bit of a different setup. There's actually several setups that will work. I know I get a lot of people kind of have sent me messages saying, oh, I use this, this, and this, and that's fine. You can use whatever works. A lot of these monsters are interchangeable when you're using Hathor. The ones that are pretty much core are Hathor and Mav, because Mav for the cooldown reset. But, you know, don't view it in terms of Hwa. You know, you have to have a Hwa. She's a damage dealer with an attack bar knockback. Verde's a booster. Bella's a defense break. You know, you can interchange different monsters in order to kind of get the same results. But normally what I do when I'm doing this floor is I try to keep the pernas kind of tied up. The Veros and the hwadamm's don't really do too much damage. And if you've got something like a Bella or, you know, a different kind of a healer, it'll be enough to keep you up as long as the pernas are pretty much tied up. From there, I just kind of work them down. The really nice thing about having a Hathor is that you don't have to come in with a set plan. You can kind of just make it up as you go. So it allows you some flexibility in your strategies a little bit, especially the faster you have one, if you can get it on violent and stuff. And the reason is that, you know, stuff can miss or whatever, but it still is going to allow you to make up for some of the things that can come up while you're trying to kill her. Sorry, there was a long pause there. Lost my train of thought. So anyway, normally what I do is I work one of the hwadamm's down. I just keep continually hitting him. I'll taunt the Vero. You don't want to get stunned. That kind of resets a lot of stuff. And just so you guys know, my runes are really bad right now on my Hwa. Like, she doesn't hit. She hits like a wet noodle. So this is, you know, I'm trying to handicap myself a little bit on these. Like, I can come through here and just blow through these floors, no problem, with my really well-run monsters. But I'm trying to make this so you guys who might not have the top tier stuff know kind of what you're looking at in terms of, you know, what you kind of want to shoot for, just baselines. And that's really what it's about, is just trying to hit those baselines. Now this, you know, I don't like to split DPS on these, but those pernas are going to heal. Basically, in order to beat this floor, and you can take your time on it, you know, your output and damage needs to be more than the two pernas heal every turn combined. It basically comes down to kind of a math formula. As long as your damage output is higher than that, you will eventually kill these things. It might take you a while. The beauty of using Hathor is that you're not in ever any real danger of... I probably should have mentioned too that use Hwa to kind of throw up the speed debuff on Vero. But you're never going to be really in a lot of danger of dying. You know, it might take you a while. You might miss some debuffs, getting the defense break. And just so you guys know, if you do have a Tessarion, the Fire Theo, he works great because he basically can cancel out all these passives. I have one. I just want to make a video showing if you don't, in case you don't have one. But use Tessa over Hwa if you have one. I would recommend. It'll cancel the passives out, and then you can kill these things. I'm just going to show you the really, and I will be the first to admit this is the long, hard way to do this, but it's easy, it's safe. It's just going to take a while to work them down. And you'll see I just kind of trade them back and forth. I'm going to boost whenever I can, even if I don't need a heal. I'm going to knock back the attack bars. My verdict, this is my full revenge verdict. I have two, a swift and a full revenge. I'm using the full revenge because it's slower, so I'm still, again, I'm trying to handicap myself just a little bit. And this is pretty much just all you're gonna do. Just work them down every turn. You know, get those dots up. I like hwa because at least you get an attack bar knockback. Once you get the first one down, it becomes really, really easy. The other reason this setup's good is if some of you might wonder, you know, how do I beat the arena stage, which is the prior trash floor stage before this? Because you have a Bella and a Hathor, you can remove that shield as long as they don't crit, which they will crit an insane amount. That's just kind of Murphy's Law of Summoner's War. Whenever you're fighting arena, it doesn't matter if you have 10% crit. You're gonna crit a lot. That's just that's in the code. That's a hard line they've probably written in there. But you will be able to work those arenas down too, and you will be able to get through those shields with this setup. As soon as we're done with this, then I'll show you guys kind of the garbage I've got on rune-wise for my hwa. She's really, I mean, really low attack power, that kind of stuff. If you're curious why I'm popping the sleep even when they're like in a 2-turn, it's because the pernas are gonna heal every time they move, whether or not they're sleep. So what I'm trying to do is knock their attack bar back enough so they won't heal. And if you do get them low enough, you can just start, you know, nuking the one Hathor down, or I'm sorry, the one hwadamm down, and it'll just start draining from the other one. Yeah, it was a good one. Knock that bar back one more time. Taunt. I'm definitely like kind of letting the boss just do its own thing, but. Oh, dots too. In case you guys are wondering, the other reason hwa works really well is if you can get a dot up on the hwadamm right as it's dying, the dot will kill it. If you can't seem to get the other one drained, I think most people are aware of that, but the death will go through a dot. So what I'll try and do is land some dots here, or get these things below 30%. Violent Verde is probably better than what I'm using. Well, definitely is better than what I'm using now, because at least you have a chance to proc more attack bar boost. You know, I'm not even runed optimally for this. I just thought it would be... A lot of people kind of were asking me, hey, can you throw a video up showing kind of how you deal with this floor? I do the same thing on if this was 90 and if this was 50. You know, it might take a little longer on the 90. I've actually cleared this floor on 90 without a healer. I used Galleon in place of Bella. Just because you're taking no damage really. And if you use things like Verde and stuff like that, it can heal itself. And even though it's a little bit of a heal, it's enough. I'm not a huge fan of Verde, but this is he has his uses in TOA hard for sure. Almost got this second hwadamm down. Then you're just gonna focus down the pernas, then finish her off the boss. I mean, you could kill the boss too, but the pernas are annoying because they're just gonna continually heal, even if you've got them slept the whole time. Let's see. Sometimes I'll see just because it is faster. That attack bar knockback is nice. See, if you focus the boss, I mean, he's never even gonna move. You've got boosts, speed buff, attack bar knockback. You've got everything. You've got speed debuff. You can make it so this boss never moves the entire time. You might even be able to kill him before the pernas get to heal him a little bit. If we can do this, we get style points for leaving the pernas up. Yeah, I think we'll be able to do it. Doesn't look like they healed him too much right there. That was the first time they got a heal off. This is just, it's one of the longer, slower floors to do. And like I said, there are multiple teams that'll work. You don't have to do this. This is just an example of one I used. Another one that I didn't mention, if you want to, like, because you don't need a healer, if you want to use something like a, the Wind Death Knight, what's he called? I forget now. For the heal debuff, to prevent heals from going through, that's fine. That works well. This is probably, honestly, not optimal at all, what I'm doing. But it's kind of the beauty of using Hathor in general. You can kind of just make it up as you go. It's such a strong monster for these comps that that you really can get away with a lot. You know, a lot of people are thinking, oh, I have to have a Tessa, I have to have a heal debuff. No, you can just power through. Basically, like I said, if you have a long enough time to do this, it just comes down to making sure your output's higher than what the two pernas can heal. Because eventually you're going to get enough damage done to down one of those hwadamm, and then the second one will go down. And then, you know, like I said, right now, I'm not even going to kill the pernas, because my output every turn is higher than what they can heal. And that's really what it comes down to, is just that basic equation when you're doing this floor. You know, if you don't have a Verde, a lot of people don't, or, you know, they're 4 stars, so a lot of people do have them. You can do it with something else, as long as your output's going to be, you know, what the pernas are going to be able to heal every single turn. Almost done. Boom. Just like that. Real quick, I'll show you guys the my Hwa's rune. I think I've got no attack power. She's got decent crit. It's average speed. She's kind of her R5 build, and I don't really necessarily use her for a ton of DPS on R5. I'm more taker for the knockback, and I don't even have high accuracy on her. So, you know, Violent I would say is a must just because of the multiple procs. Definitely if you want to get her accuracy up there higher if you can. My Revenge Verde is only at 122 speed. He's actually got really nice revenge rooms, and he's tankier, but I also have a very fast Verde. I could have used a swift one, who hits a lot harder. You guys have seen the Hathor before. 132 on Violent. I really think you should have your Hathor on Violent. Swift's alright. I know some people have said, oh, I put my Hathor on Swift. That's fine. But Violent's optimal for sure. She procs a lot, and the faster you get her, she procs even more. You definitely want her accuracy up there. Bella's got that B tier set on, you know, just, it's Violent. Everything, I like Violent, obviously. You know, the benefits are pretty big there. Mav's got a garbagey set on too. Decent accuracy though, just for laying that taunt on. I think there was a thread a while back saying 40 accuracy is about all you need, but I'm not. To me, more is always better. I'm sure it doesn't make a difference. I think if you hit 40, you'll probably be pretty close to the same thing as if you had 65 or 85. Cool. So if you like, go ahead and subscribe. Send me a message if you want me to do another one. I got time, guys. I'll talk to you later.